So we are recording this on May 23rd, 2022. And as of today, there have been over 200 mass shootings in this country this year. That is a little over 10 mass shootings a week. The deadliest of them being the racially motivated attack in Buffalo, New York, at a supermarket where 10 Black people were killed and 3 injured. Suspect was taken into custody and pleaded not guilty, which is a conversation in and of itself. But we are here today to acknowledge the violence, the fatigue, and the names of the victims from that day, followed by a brief moment of silence. The names are Roberta A. Drury, Marcus D. Morrison, Andre McNeil, Aaron Salter, Geraldine Talley, Celestine Cheney, Hayward Patterson, Catherine Massey, Pearl Young, Ruth Whitfield, and to Zaire Goodman, Jennifer Warrington, and Christopher Braden, we wish you the speediest of recoveries. Now, please join us for a brief moment of silence. Thank you. Now stay tuned for an all-new Battle Fatigue. Screw it. On a scale of 1 to 10.
Okay.
Where's your mental health at right now?
Oh, pass. I am going through it. When I tell you I am like happy sad and I don't know what to do with that, so I'm gonna lay on the floor after we finish recording and just.
I don't think I've heard of happy sad.
So I literally just got off a flight from Richmond.
Yeah.
And the awesome thing about going to Richmond was I got to hang out with a bunch of really dope Black women, right? And they threw me a surprise birthday party. Like, I think in the Black women episode, we talked about how I said I wanted to go to the amusement park for my birthday. And I thought that was just it. We were going to go to the amusement park. And it was awesome. There was like 8 of us and we're all Black and it was all awesome. And it was great. And we rode roller coasters.
I love it.
It was dope. And then we got back to the apartment and I thought we were just going to eat chicken strips and French fries, but they legit threw me a surprise birthday party, like a Batman themed surprise birthday party. Immediately was overwhelmed to the point that I just turned around and walked out. I was like, well, can't do this. And while all of that was happening, there was a part of me that realized, one, I don't think I was ever taught to receive love without doing something for it, right? And so I didn't know what to do in that moment because like I'd never done anything for these women.
Right.
And the only connection they have to me is like, I'm dating one of their best friends,
right.
You know? So it's like, yeah, great. I treat my partner great, but it's like, y'all don't know me, you know? So like the whole time I was like, what am I going to have to do to like earn this birthday party? And I realized that that's what it's like in a lot of facets of my life. Like, again, minus my best friends, because, like, y'all, I fucks with y'all. So you guys are over here. But outside of that space, this trip solidified, one, how isolating it is to be a Black woman in Seattle in certain respects. And two, like, going and being in that space and having that community and having that support is awesome. And then leaving that space and realizing that I'm going to come back to having to, like, kind of function by myself was not the realization I was expecting to have. So it's like, I'm happy to have had it. And also it's like making me realize that, I've really just been faking it for a really long time. And now I have to process and like figure out what to do with like all the feelings. So it's just happy, sad.
I think that for some of what you've talked about in the past in regards to what Black women deserve, what maybe you as a Black woman want from friends out of love, you know, things anything at all. It sounds like you got it. And it was like, but then I think sometimes we talk about what we want, but then there's also a conversation of well, what do you do when you get it?
What do you do when you get it? Yeah.
What do you do when you get it? And
I'm so used to working in a deficit that I was like, I'm never going to get this. So like, whatever.
Yeah.
And the cool part is it made me think about how like for my mom, it's the opposite. Like my mom came to the States when she was in like her late 30s.
Yeah.
So she grew up around Black women. And the thing that's so fascinating is I was having a conversation with one of the awesome Black women I met out there. And I was explaining to her like what Seattle was like for me. Now, granted, just put that out. I know that not all Black women in Seattle have the experience that I have, right? Like I know Black women who have groups of Black women that they can rock with. That's just not my reality.
Right.
And I was explaining that to this organizer, and she was just like, I don't even think I know what it's like to grow up without having Black women consistently around me. And I was like, I don't know what that feels like. Like, I don't know what that feels like. And so I think there was this interesting kind of exchange of like, damn, I want you to have that. And I'm like, damn, I want you to never experience that.
Right.
And then for my mom, I'm like, you've had this for the better part, like half of your life, a solid half of your life. And now you've been out here and you don't have that. And like, what does that mean for like her and how she functions in the world? Because she's probably just as isolated as I am, except she has a more robust social calendar. So yeah, it's like happy, sad. It's like I'm processing the trip and I'm really happy about the trip. And I'm like really glad that these Black women found it in themselves to like, I mean, one of them drove 4 hours to like come to this amusement park. And I'm like, how do I give that back? And I realized that I'm conditioned to not feel like I deserve the thing just for deserving it, but like I'm conditioned to like feel like I have to work for it and I have to deserve it. So
you are just someone who deserves good things. So that's a beautiful thing. That's a wonderful thing. We all should experience what it sounds, feels, looks like to get good things that we didn't just have to put in tons of work for. Yes, those are good, but just for stuff that happens because the world sees us as someone that deserves this, you know, like that kind of love, that kind of appreciation, that kind of affection. Man, it's not, and I have to do nothing. It's like a day. It's like Ferris Bueller's day off. Like, it's my day off. It's like a day off love, man. Like,
oh my gosh. Oh, okay, we're gonna save that. Save that.
It's good times. Anyway.
Welcome to Battle Fatigue.
Welcome to Battle Fatigue. That's what it's all about. I am Dalin, and of course, you are the wonderful AJ. And today, we brought Argue Energy because it's another great debates episode. You want to kick it off right now?
Yeah. Question 1, sir.
Yeah.
Is The Nightmare Before Christmas a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie?
It is a Halloween movie.
It is not. Okay, good. I'm glad we're back here. It's a Christmas movie.
Halloween.
It literally has Christmas in the name.
It literally is a Halloween movie.
It's a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
There's Christmas in it. Santa, is it presents?
Yeah, it was produced, directed, and filmed to be a Halloween movie, released in time for Halloween.
That's not
Disney
true.
uses the characters during Halloween. It's a Halloween movie.
And also Christmas.
You're saying it's both?
Sure. That's the best I can give you. Because I know that when I walk past Hot Topic, that stick figure looking man with the Christmas hat is there at Christmas. Okay? Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, this year I'm going to get a Christmas shirt with him on it. I'm not going to wear it in the dark. I'm going to wear it in the daytime because I feel like he might know that I got issues with him. But I'm just saying, Disney's wrong. So is Tim Burton.
You're telling me that the people, the concepts, and everything that came from the creators, the artists who created the thing were wrong about what they thought about the thing.
Yes, I'm going to be a white man and say, yes, you are wrong. I don't care if you created it or invented it or it came from your mind. You're wrong.
Cool.
Great.
I tell you what, well, as far as like going with both, like kind of having that middle ground, like, hey, it's both Halloween and a Christmas movie. I think that I can say that it's still a Halloween movie.
Turd. I was with you. I was right there with you until you became yourself.
Yeah. Keeping it with the Disney.
I already know I'm not going to like this.
Who's the best Disney villain?
Ooh.
Yeah, who's your top? Who's got the top spot for you?
Dang it. Disney villain?
Mm-hmm. There's only one answer.
What?
Yeah.
There's only one answer.
I mean, there's a list, but as far as there's only one answer in the number one spot. There's only one. So go ahead, do your thing.
Okay, are we talking like old Disney or new Disney? Animated Disney or this newfangled other new animation that's better than the old animation?
We could do classic Disney. I think that the classic Disney villains can't even, like, the newer Disney animated, like, can't really even top
that's
what
fair.
classic Disney was doing. Like, you have to separate them.
I'm going to say Scar, personally. One, because Scar had pizzazz, okay? Scar, be prepared
that motherfucker was
is my
Shakespearean.
jam. Be prepared. Also, I loved how he talked like he was so regal all the time. Like, everything was beneath him.
That's what I'm saying, Shakespearean. Like, just...
Oh, dear, I've said too much.
Oh, dear.
And my favorite fun fact about Scar is his original name was supposed to be Taka, which is short for Taka Taka, which means trash in Swahili.
Oh,
so he
funny.
literally was like the runt of the litter, and they were going to toss him, and then they changed his name to Scar. Okay, what is your answer to this question?
You know what? That's the answer.
Oh my! Ooh.
It is. That's the answer.
Not us being on the same page. Who was number 2? Because I think we might have different answers on this one.
Ursula.
Oh, now we have the same first 2?
Oh, shit. Who's your number 3?
Now we have the same top 2. I was going to say Jafar.
Shit!
Do we have the same top 3?
Okay.
Oh my God, are we best friends?
Next, I think it's been solidified.
Yo, that's amazing.
If people didn't know, then
you know now.
We know now.
Now we have this same top 3 bad guys. I'm into it. Okay. Which to you is the best animated comic cartoon? And which is the shittiest?
Just the best ever? Like,
in your opinion, yeah.
In my opinion, what is...
So think like character development, storyline, all that jazz.
Like, I immediately thought 90s X-Men. As far as overall integration as from like page to screen, and then some of that creative freedom, the animation, action, voice acting, I mean, it's a classic. But it's a classic for a reason. And in the worst... Probably one of them 5011 Spider-Mans that they put out. Like, one of them. Probably 6 of them.
Yo, wait,
a lot of them Spider-Man animated shits are trash.
Now, why am I in it? And you could have did it. See how I get wrong because you never apologized.
Same answer for the worst, for sure. God. Okay.
Yeah.
And also, I'm going to toss in that
trash.
weird, like, Batman that came out of the books for the kids. It was like Bold Batman or Batman Brave and Bold or something.
Brave and the Bold, yeah, where it was like...
No, you guys could have kept that. You guys could have kept that.
Y'all could have just made that toys.
Sure. And left it. Or put
like
it on Nick Jr.
The storybooks.
You could put it on Nick Jr. You did not have to assault us with that.
Nah. Well, who's your best?
I mean, the classic in me wants to say Batman, the animated series from the 90s, just because of like the way that it introduced Dark Batman. We went from like, pow, ka-cha, to like... Ooh, Batman needs therapy. Like, Batman needs therapy really bad.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Also, if we're thinking more current, I think Young Justice is absolutely brilliant.
So even the newer stuff?
Ooh, I haven't gotten past season 4. I haven't gotten to season 4. But like the twists and turns, and then when, what's his name? Calderon was taken over, or like he was in that mind maze thing.
Yeah.
I think I thought that cartoon was supposed to be for kids. And then I was like, this is deep, yo. Did Calderon just come out as gay? I am so confused.
I feel like that a lot of people, like there was enough people saying things about that show to where they were like, so we should bring
it back.
We should probably do something like Teen Titans Go for a younger audience. But then Teen Titans Go also it was one of those shows that were animated and geared towards a younger audience, but then it had a lot of that adult humor as well.
I refuse to watch Teen Titans Go.
No, it's fine. I've actually never seen... I've seen part of a movie and then like bits and pieces of other episodes, but nothing like... I've seen all of Young Justice. You know what I mean? So
yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, Teen Titans was also a really good one because Robin's whole beef with what's his name? Slade?
Yeah.
Was pretty damn good. And then Homegirl who can move the rocks and how she like turned on Beast Boy and was like a double cross. I think the storylines in that one, I like that one because it did humor and yep. Oh yeah, because she can terraform.
Yeah, Earth and stuff. Yeah.
Nice. I like that one because it did a really good balance of like blending a lot of ridiculous humor with like Beast Boy and Cyborg, with like the seriousness of the stuff that Raven and Starfire were going through in their respective homeworlds, and like all the turmoil Robin was feeling as like the leader, and also Teen Titans. What was that? Something in Tokyo? That movie was dope.
What?
You remember that one? The Teen Titans movie where they go to Tokyo and they fight the dude who's like the comic book guy and like shoots ink out at people?
Nope.
You haven't seen that?
Nope.
That seems like a travesty. How have I seen it and you haven't?
I ain't even, it's like, I did not know it existed.
Oh my God, we need to stop recording right now.
Yeah. We'll be right back.
Yeah,
All right, we're back.
I think you would really enjoy it. You definitely for sure would enjoy it. Like the storyline is really awesome. You get all of the classic Teen Titans stuff and like, yeah. And did like twist at the end. It was really fun.
All right. I'll do that. I'll get into that this week.
You pick X-Men, I pick Batman. Great to know that we both are classics at heart.
Interestingly enough, the animated series didn't even pop into my head. As soon as you said it, I was like, I think it would have been harder. I don't even know. I think I might have them kind of neck and neck, but yeah, I go like also the X-Men were like a gang. And
wait, what?
Actually, they are a gang. Like you've seen,
they're not a gang. They're a family. Don't do them like
gang.
That. They are not a gang.
You've seen how they go in on people.
Because somebody was messing with their family member.
No, it wasn't. It didn't even have to be that.
So you're going to say that the Justice League are a gang, or the Avengers? Are you saying that Steve Rogers is a gang member?
The X-Men were all a bunch of like Breakfast Club misfits that came together with powers to do the thing. They like only a couple, like these two got along, or this one got along with this one sometimes, and these two got along, and they had a common goal, but they didn't really like each other like that, and which I guess dysfunctional family. But when they went in on people, it was like, to me, my X-Men, and it was like just went in, and it was like, that's a lot, y'all. That's y'all doing a lot.
How is this any different than how Batman feels about damn near everybody in the Justice League? He dead ass one. Do you remember in the Justice League at one point they were supposed to like give themselves up or whatever, and then Wonder Woman, Superman, and like the Flash and a bunch of other Green Lanterns were like, "Yeah, Batman, we're all going to turn ourselves in." He's like,
Batman was like,
"Turn yourself in."
That.
I ain't doing shit. Like, and he's number 3, bro. How are you number 3 in Justice League? And you're like, "Yeah, nah, bro, I'm not finna do it." Like, so. You know what? I'm going to pause on your gang theory. I do not believe
X-Men's
in that.
I'm not the only one who thinks that. They're a gang.
They're a family. So Professor Xavier is a gang member, is what you're telling me. What's that they claim?
Yeah, he's basically head of the cartel of like X-Men. Professor.
Wow.
Like,
now we're associating mutants with cartels?
The Xavier, the Institute.
We're getting into a slippery slope.
I'm just saying.
The Institute is the gang?
The Institute was the house, the place that. Anyway, gang. All right, I'm gonna hit you with I'm gonna break up the pop culture for a second. Hit you with a would you rather. Would you rather be trapped in a romantic comedy with your enemies, or trapped in a horror movie with your friends?
How bad is a horror movie?
Well, what?
Like,
is it a psychological horror? Is it a slasher film?
But like dead ass. Are we talking like Texas Chainsaw Massacre horror? Or are we talking like I don't even know what other. Are we talking about like Jordan Peele?
Let's say this is a horror movie that generally at some point encompasses all genres of horror that happen in horror. So like in this horror movie, you just gonna see it all.
Okay, do my friends die? Or do we live? Because if we die, I'll deal with the enemies. But if we live, that would be hilarious to try and get through with them. Because y'all are wild. Okay?
Remember that time we walking through the door and Jason?
Y'all are wild.
Remember what you did?
Steve and I cannot be sneaky to save our lives. And we know that about ourselves. Like, we know. So like we would get caught by the bad guy. What I do think would happen is that we would make the bad guy laugh. And then the bad guy would eventually be our friend. I do think that all my friends are very charming. You're charming. Just wiggle your eyebrow at the bad guy. We'll be good.
So we would charm our way out of the horror movie.
100%, because black people are charming as fuck. We're not going to go towards the noise. We most likely would just be in a room laughing the whole time and be like, y'all heard that? I ain't going out there. You going out there? I ain't going out there. We would just survive the movie by common sense staying put.
Keep in mind, there's also like haunted stuff, possession stuff.
Yeah,
that
see,
happens.
look, I'm not even worried about that because the ancestors got us, okay? Harriet Tubman is about to whoop that ghost's ass for trying to mess with us. We are Harriet Tubman's.
This is quite the crossover film.
Because also, like, imagine one of the runes for me is going to be like Frederick Douglass, like, just coming at me. And I'm going to have to do something about that. Yo, do you know how scary that's going to be? Fred coming at me, so I heard you cuss me out in your dream. And I'm like, ah, shit, now I got to deal with this man and his feelings.
I know, I think I would do the romantic comedy.
You know what? Yeah, nah, you can keep that.
I would do the romantic comedy with enemies because,
I got hella enemies.
I don't feel like
me.
that I would be in constant threat of anywhere between slasher and supernatural death at all times. At most, like I'm getting embarrassed by a person doing it. Like it's just random stuff. Maybe I'm on
Are you serious? Dude, what if she breaks your heart? What if she dead ass breaks your heart?
Enemy? What I'm thinking that like maybe I'm like on dates and it's my enemies that are always perpetual. It's kind of like what was that? What was the one film where the dude he had like all these girlfriends in high schoul and then they all found out.
Oh, John Tucker Must Die.
John Tucker Must Die. I feel like
Don't ask me why I know that movie.
Maybe
because I've never seen it.
Like I saw the movie.
I just know
poster in my
Shanti's
head.
in it.
Yeah, and I think that so it'd be kind of like a mix between John Tucker Must Die and like Scott Pilgrim versus the world.
No,
kind of
I don't like that. I don't like that somebody would get the opportunity to break your heart a bunch of times. That makes me sad. So you'd be over in the slasher horror movies with us laughing in the room.
So wait, are you saying that my romantic comedy with enemies is your horror movie with friends?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
Wow.
because I'd be damned if somebody gets the opportunity to like hurt your feelings over and over like that. No, we are going to all die together over here with Mike Myers versus you being like killed off of heartbreak. Okay, no, you're not gonna have a heart attack and die on me, and then I gotta go punch the girl who did it. Like, no, I'm not going to jail. I mean, but you can make your own choices.
It's a whole other movie. Okay.
Yeah, you can make your own choices for sure.
Okay. All right. What you got? What you got?
Okay, since we were talking about X-Men and this gang.
They're a gang.
Okay, out of the gang of X-Men, 90s cartoon X-Men.
Okay.
Who was the weakest link? God, please don't let us agree again. These debates are not debating
of the original.
Yeah. Let's say like first and second season X-Men.
Had to be like which is wild to say considering like who he is now that you know it's a guy.
So all right, great. We're not picking the same person. Awesome. Who are you about to say? Ooh, I don't like this.
You know, because I'm now thinking about changing my answer. But
tell me the original one.
Because I was gonna say Gambit.
Interesting.
I was gonna say Gambit, mainly because dude just couldn't stay focused. I have a personal problem with characters that get everybody else into the shit because they just couldn't stick to the plan or stay focused or whatever the case. Or it's kind of like Raphael with the Ninja Turtles. It was like, yo, half of Ninja Turtles 1 is because you couldn't get over yourself. That's what's up. You know.
Okay, to be fair, Raph needed a lot of therapy. And I don't think
He did.
I don't think they were.
Splinter was not the best father.
No, he wasn't. Because Splinter was going through his own stuff. Too.
He was.
He's like, damn, all of a sudden now I'm a single dad raising 4 sons in this.
I mean, he always was.
No, because he was a rat before, and all of a sudden he a dad? Like,
right, that's what I'm saying. Once it became a thing. Anyway, we get off topic. So, I was going to say Gambit, but maybe I'll stick with Gambit. Because then I was thinking of switching it to Archangel, but I think I'll stick with Gambit just because the adult me just has a lot of problems.
So
with
you
people
have responsibilities.
You
have responsibilities.
If y'all don't make this motherfucker accountable right now,
stop chasing after Rogue. Pay attention,
man. I feel like half the time he was just trying to impress her.
He was
with his sticks and card tricks.
There was literally like random filler episodes where they would just go off somewhere and he'd do dumb shit, and then all of a sudden all the X-Men got to show up because here goes Gambit trying to impress with his
exactly.
He was from Louisiana, right? Yeah, because he had like a super thick accent.
He had that accent. Yeah. Well, who would you pick? Did you pick
I
Jubilee?
said Jubilee.
Did you pick Jubilee?
Sure did pick Jubilee.
Here's the thing.
Look here, fireworks hands, okay? We got into a lot of nonsense because of you.
As soon as you asked,
Bright-ass yellow coat.
I was like, I know the answer's probably going to be Jubilee for her. I knew it.
I couldn't stand her. Every episode she was in, I was like, why is Sparky Sparky Boom Boom here? Like, please take her out 4th of July.
Because they refused to make her as powerful as she was in the comics?
Fair point. Fair point.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, in the animated show, who was the weakest link? Because, yeah, and I don't understand why they did that. Or maybe they needed it as like the intro to the series. Because she was like how we got introduced to the Sentinels and all that jazz in the first episode.
And it's going to be weird coming from me, but Jubilee she was the kid. She was the kid, and Gambit he's paid his taxes for a few years, maybe, but maybe not, because the X-Men are a gang. You don't pay taxes in the cartel. But like,
Can you imagine what your W-2 looks like? Yo, we had to take money out of your medical insurance because you got stabbed 3 times, homie. Like, we can't keep paying for this.
Like, one episode where the X-Men put together their insurance policy paperwork.
Look, I would just love the X-Men to unionize. Okay, we are sick of this. I want to pick the missions we go on too. We really just go on tangents.
All right. Who's the best black TV mom?
Ah, shoot. Oh, no. Can I get like a time frame? Are we talking about like
just
universally?
Black TV moms,
Oh,
period.
dang it. Just the character, not the person that plays
not the
person?
actress.
Okay,
but
because that's
character
really, that changes things.
The character themselves.
I'm going to say dark skin Aunt Viv.
She's my number 2.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I say dark skin Aunt Viv was like, I resonated a lot with her because she was about that life. And one of my favorite episodes, of course, is the dance episode where she goes in and she teaches them youngsters how to do the do.
All right, ready? Here we go. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8.
But also, I really enjoyed the episodes where she was like in school teaching, right? Like you got to see the breadth of who Aunt Viv was as dark-skinned Aunt Viv, and for whatever reason, light-skinned Aunt Viv just didn't do it for me. So I would say dark-skinned Aunt Viv.
Okay. I gotta go with her predecessor, Claire Huxtable.
Oh, she's my number 2.
I went with Claire Huxtable.
Oh my gosh, we're like literally the same.
So somebody who also feel like didn't forget where she came from, but just, she had that success and still came home and brought what needed to be brought. I think that she did really well again, having all these kids. She managed that house.
Oh, 100%.
Like
Cliff was just there. Cliff was there to bring in a check.
Yeah, he didn't do shit.
He didn't do Jack Diddley squat.
Did you ever see him doctor anything? But
no, actually.
I mean, there were a few episodes where he was at the hospital.
Yeah, some, but nah.
But yeah, I gotta give it to Claire, because she I felt like that she just slightly edged out dark-skinned Aunt Viv in her motherly versatility. And that's probably because of the interactions that I saw between, her and Cliff, and then her and all those kids. She got to have so many different, now mind you, Fresh Prince, it was Will and Carlton, and I mean there was 4 there too, and I think with them it was 5. But yeah, I think I just saw just a little bit more. They gave her a little bit more versatility. I think then that they just maybe weren't necessarily offering dark skin Aunt Viv.
I mean, they switched her out. So,
they did switch her out because she knew her worth. So that's.
Do you have a favorite Claire Huxtable moment? Or there's like one that pops in your head that you're like, yep, that's the one.
The thing that probably jumps out is when when was it Denise? I think Denise got in some trouble when she was talking back. And Claire and Cliff both were like, I'm about to slap the shit out this guy. and it was more Cliff than anything, but then she just kept on, and then it switched over, and then Claire was then the one that was about to pop off, and just kind of it was her face. She had facial expressions.
She had really good facial expressions.
Facial expressions that she could just stand there and just stare at you with that Malcolm X, that kind of Malcolm X stare with the finger next to the eyebrow. Just stare, just stare, and it's like, whoo. I'm feeling it. I didn't do shit.
Yeah, that's real. That's real.
So I'm gonna give it to her for that. But yeah, my dark skin at Viv was number 2.
I like when dark skin at Viv went to the jail to get Carlton and Will back after they thought they stole the car.
Yeah,
she
took the earrings off.
It was about to fight.
Did you ask your wife to calm down?
Calm yourself, Barney Fife.
Vivian, please. Now, officers, I'm sure we can clear this whole matter up quite easily.
Could you please sit down? We're busy now.
Oh, honey, we're about to get very busy.
Took him off.
Or when what was it? What was his name in the Huxtables? The Huxtables, the Cosbys. Elgin. You remember there was that one episode where Elgin asked if like Mrs. Huxtable was gonna get Cliff something to drink, and he basically made it seem as though like she was supposed to serve him, and then she popped off, and it was she had like a sentence that was just like,
and if you don't get it together and drop these macho attitudes, you are never gonna have anybody bringing you anything, anywhere, any place, anytime, ever.
I don't care where you and everything and everything. And I was like, oh yes, tell him. He was like, do you want me to get you coffee? Like, do you want to sit down? Yeah, that's one of my favorite Claire Huxtable moments. Like, she used to read people for filth. And then would like smile at you afterwards. And you're like, thank you.
People did not understand the type of black woman that she was. I think there was a lot of assumptions that went down, and they were like, yeah, that's not who you are.
We're not playing that.
We're not doing that.
We're not playing that.
Yeah, amazing characters, both of them. You up? What you got?
Okay. If you could be one of the original Justice League members. I'm talking
the comics.
This is where my brain is at. It's been at. If you could be one of the original Justice League members, right? Who would you pick and why?
If I could, so any of those members, if I could choose to be any one of them as who they are. I think I would go with Hawkeye.
What?
Yeah.
Say swear.
Here's the thing.
It's not that I don't support you. It's just that's not who I was expecting.
Who'd you think I might say?
Anyone that has like superpowers. Not to say that Hawkeye is like shit. He's dope in his own right, but like that's just not who I was expecting. I would expect you to say like Green Lantern or something.
In my thought process, the idea of someone who was like lived through the ages and seen as much as he has seen through, of course, the whole reincarnation thing. When you asked that question and I was thinking about everybody, something about that, again, 10 years ago, totally different answer. Probably would have been Batman. But like something about having those experiences, as painful as a lot of them may have been, on top of like being able to fly, having like expert combat or combat expertise and just everything that he can bring. And then, you got the whole soulmate thing going on, and which probably is like stressful in of itself, but at least I don't know, like we out here like on Tinders and other shits and whatnot and trying to meet people in libraries and churches and bars. But like, I just know like, here I am back again. It is 2022. I do not have to look for love because she will be here shortly. But then also I've lived through I just feel that would also command some level of like respect as well, to be able to. I'd probably kick ass at Jeopardy because I was there. Like
you really wasn't thought into
Alex,
this.
I'm doing this on the fly right now.
It feels like you've thought about this before.
No, it was the moment I thought about the heat. I hadn't really, honestly, until just now. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Hawkeye, man, for the reincarnation factor, like living through history, like the whole like good place soulmate thing going on, and then just having general. He's not so super powered that the world would expect the world of him, like Kal-El or even Diana. And he's not like
names. All right.
Oh, yeah. And he's not like super duper billionaire rich. Like he's comfortable. You know what I mean? He's comfortable. And he can fly. in shape. You know, we got the little shoulder strap wings with the shirt off. So, you know, we got to be, you know, in shape. And there's a black version now. So, you know, we're.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going Hawkeye.
I support it completely.
Let me guess. You doing.
Don't do me. Don't do me. Don't do me. But go ahead. Go ahead. I want to see. I want to see what you say.
I got
if you get this right, I'm going to be so irritated.
I got either or, but I think maybe Martian Manhunter.
Something get out of my head.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dead ass. Yeah, I would be Martian Manhunter.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
This has been really affirming for our friendship, BT Dub. Like, just saying. This has been really affirming for our friendship. Yeah, I would. I'd pick Martian Manhunter.
Yeah.
I just want to sit up in the watchtower. Like, don't bother me. Like, only call me in when you really need me for missions. Like also, I could be like shapeshifty, you know? And I don't know. I feel like he holds his grief really well. Right? Like, I think Batman, his grief is actionable, and his grief can be also sometimes like violent, not just in like the actual violence he inflicts on other people, but like the way he treats himself, like the way that he doesn't let Alfred in. Because I still feel like he is not letting Alfred all the way in. Also, Batman, you need therapy, dear God. But there's something about the way Martian Manhunter is very honest about the grief that he feels due to like the loss of his planet.
He lost his planet, yeah.
Yeah, and then, you know, when you get to, like, Young Justice, he finds McGann, and, like, he has a niece or whatever, which is, like, great for him because he has, like, a semblance of family. But I also like that he understood what Black people were going through to a certain point where he chose to be a Black man in his human form. And I feel like if you've been around and you understand humans, and the way that he also, like, the powers that he has to view the human mind and the human psyche, I feel like with all of what he knows about the experience of humans, you have to purposely choose to be a Black person, like in the way that society treats Black people. There's just something beautiful about that. But I think the most part of it is like, I appreciate the way he holds his grief and he doesn't allow his grief to control his actions and cause harm to other people.
Do you think, because you bring up a good point, do you think that Martian Manhunter, we're talking about fake characters, by the way, do you think that...
I didn't have to toss that in there. Says the man who just broke down all of Hawkeye's like attributes.
I say that because I'm about to really ask you a poignant question.
Okay.
Do you think that Martian Manhunter, do you think that Johns chose to be Black because it was the race that he was able to hide in his grief the best?
Ooh.
Because you say that he holds his grief really well, but Blackness, when you consider how we do grief, like, did he analyze for every, you know, with Asian folks, Mexican folks, white folks, all that kind of thing, and he saw Black people, and he was like, what I feel, I think I recognize most in y'all, so I could probably placate how I'm feeling and be Black, and nobody would know the difference.
Ooh, Sultan, that is beautiful and sad and beautiful.
Again, fake people.
You know what? I think you're right. I think if we were really going to get like existential with this, I think you would be right because the green version of Martian Manhunter was the Black people of his planet, right? Because they had the white versions and they were the ones who were like the awesome ones and the green ones were like supposed to be the shitty ones. So I think he was used to some form of discrimination, and the easiest person to discriminate against in this country is a Black person. And I think Black men are discriminated against in such a specific way that it fit what he was feeling. And the grief and the loss that Black men feel at the loss of their brothers, their fathers, themselves, the loss of childhood, of innocence, all of that, I think is basically what he's been grieving, like the innocence of the children who never made it off his planet, you know, the loss of his parents, his siblings, whatever, is a grief that is so familiar to Black people. And I can't think of a Black person that I know in my life that has not lost someone to either gun violence, police violence, gang violence, some sort of violence, or violence from the medical system in which caused them to not get the care that they needed, right? And I think you're right. I think Martian Manhunter, which probably is also why I'm so pissed that they took him out of Justice League. Like, y'all, you guys had so much to work with this character. Yeah. So, Sultan, I like that. Now I'm about to write a thesis paper on how Martian Manhunter is a visual representation of Black grief.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Let me get my master's, yo. Let me go get my master's and my PhD, and I promise you that is going to weave its way in somehow. That was beautiful. Oh,
thanks.
You are so smart. Oh my goodness,
man.
My
I try.
Goodness. Okay, you're
ready for another one?
I hope so.
This is going to be an either or.
Oh joy.
Best black power couple.
Oh, okay.
Like in the midnight hour or whatever, I'm just throwing in this third one. Mm-hmm. Beyonce and Jay-Z.
Or
Michelle and Barack.
Oh, Jesus.
Or Coretta and Martin.
Oh my goodness. Okay, like what's the criteria? Just like best black couple in general?
Well,
are we talking about like how cute they look in pictures together or like their origin story?
Well, okay, all right, fine. We'll say magazine cover couple, I guess.
Okay,
and then which couple has done the most with their influence? Like now that's tough because
Sultan, you just want me to be distraught is basically what you're telling me.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Cheers.
Okay.
Well,
magazine cover couple.
That should be easy, right?
Yeah, I'm giving it to Michelle and Barack because that cover right before they got out of office where they were like facing each other. And I was like, hold up, respectfully, Michelle got cakes. Respectfully as I possibly can. I was like, I don't know what they've been making for you in the White House, but the cornbread is sitting right. As far as a couple that has done a lot with their influence, that is really, really difficult because individually, all 6 of them have done really amazing things.
Sure.
If I got to rank it, I'm going to put Coretta Scott first because she's the one
you're doing it by person.
Yeah. I'm going to put Coretta Scott first because she's the person who influenced Martin Luther King to start paying attention to the labor movement and like the war in Vietnam and all that stuff, which is the thing that got him murked. But Coretta Scott was dope in her own right, and I don't want her to be overshadowed by Martin Luther King because that tends to happen.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put her to the side. Like, Coretta, you get your own category. You could bring Martin with you if you want. But these 2 couples...
Director's note. This was not the question.
Yeah, no, it's fine. You decided to wreck my brain with this question, so I'm going to wreck your answer. I don't know how you exert more influence than being the president of the United States of America. Culturally, if you were to remove that piece, I think culturally, Barack Obama has done a lot with his influence out after he was in office. And I feel like Michelle, her Becoming tour was epic. I think she was able to reinvent herself as not just the former first lady, but like, I am Michelle Obama. And I really appreciate that. And I appreciate the way that they give their kids freedom to kind of just be, right? Like, they could have been upset at Sasha rapping City Girls in college, but they were just like, yeah, girl, I mean, she's a college student. What do you guys want us to do? She listens to City Girls.
Yeah, I love that they really didn't respond.
Yeah, they were just like, she's in college. Like, she rap songs with her friends. Like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
And like Beyonce and Jay-Z, obviously the work that they've done silently for the Black community and like the Sean Carter Foundation. And I think when Beyonce and Jay-Z were here in Seattle last, they gave some kid from one of the Boys and Girls Club like $100,000 scholarship like before the show even started. So I'm not going to pick anybody. Good talk.
Hold up.
Yeah, nah, I can't do it.
I got you.
This is a who would you pick question.
Okay.
And you know it's comic book themed because that's just where my brain is. Who do you think is a villain that would be able to actually defeat Ra's al Ghul? Or I guess I should say, do you think anybody can defeat Ra's al Ghul?
That's tough. That man has resources. Wait, in what way? Because, I mean, Superman could just do the thing.
Okay, but Superman is a punk and you know he wouldn't. Like, who actually would be like, yeah, nah,
if he killed Lois while she was pregnant with twins.
You did not have to go there. Okay,
just saying,
you did not have to go there. Also, that was Injustice Superman.
That was
also,
the Injustice.
Why am I defending Superman? I can't stand him. Okay, but
he slid on everybody because of Lois.
Yo, when he murked Joker, I was like, did he just pull Joker's heart out of his chest?
Just went right in. Batman was like, don't do it. Okay, you did it.
Batman was looking at Joker like, my boy, I've kept you alive for a really long time, and you're about to get got.
And Joker never cared.
No, Joker wanted to get got.
I don't know if we're saying realistically, again, fake people. I don't know that anybody could. Just because his network, his resources, his skill set, it just runs so deep that there's a Court of Owls. Maybe, I don't know. Like maybe like that's could be them. I feel like they've been along. Actually, who's been around longer? I don't know, because Court of Owls goes back too.
True.
So that would be an interesting story. I should ask some like super comic heads who they would. Yeah, so maybe the Court of Owls. Otherwise, Superman. If ellipses certain things were to have happened.
Injustice Superman. I think Injustice Superman would totally take him out.
I don't know. I think that anybody's capable of killing. It's just a matter of the circumstances and the motive, like just all the right things being in place, be it a story or be it, real life. So I don't know. And that man is, super powerful. But you're right. He wouldn't just, like, if it was just Tuesday and we're like, we need you to kill Ra's al Ghul. Let's talk about this first. What do you think? I mean, do you think Vandal Savage could do it?
I think he'd probably be the one to get the closest.
The closest, yeah.
Yeah, because Vandal was like a caveman and then touched a radioactive meteor and then all of a sudden was just alive for thousands and thousands of years.
Yeah, typical
He gives
Wednesday.
me Kang vibes. Vandal Savage does. Yeah, he gives me Kang vibes because he's also played like a bunch of different characters within the universe because he's been alive forever. And because of, he has like a similar, let's see, Ra's al Ghul has been alive, quote unquote, canon wise, for like 700-ish years.
Yeah.
And I feel like Vandal has been around longer and so would have amassed more. But I will say they both have like heightened intellect, obviously. The thing I will say gives Ra's al Ghul like a really big leg up is he was one of the first in this universe. Ra's al Ghul was one of the first to do like germ attacks. Like he basically did biowarfare, and like that's how he got his powers. Well, partially how he got his powers. We can't really go into that, but there's like great little videos on YouTube if you're really interested in like Ra's al Ghul's origin or Vandal's. But yeah, I would say Vandal probably could get him.
Okay. So just a quick bonus crossover question. Ra's al Ghul in the League of Assassins, his network resources, what he's versus T'Challa and his army.
Do I think T'Challa would be able to beat Ra's al Ghul? That's a good question.
But we're talking like the Dora, the rest of the army versus the League of Assassins, and Black Panther versus Rage, like just all of it. Again, 1v1, one group v one group.
I feel like you're a little more well-versed in Black Panther. Do you think Black Panther would be categorized as a skilled hand-to-hand combat person?
I mean, he is, but he is in no way, I think, as much. Between the two of them, because Black Panther also has, he's got the heart, the purple heart.
Heart-shaped herb.
Yeah, the heart-shaped herb. Which kind of enhances things. But Raish is enhanced a bit as well.
True.
Raish has, he knows all of it. He knows all martial arts.
Yeah, and T'Challa doesn't strike me as I'm going to go practice martial arts. I feel like
super agile.
I feel like he knows how to fight, but he wasn't trained to fight. And he just learned how to fight and what people's, and then he has obviously he's super powerful because of Boss.
He would be Craig and Friday. He would pick up the brick because he would have to. He would have to at some point. Yeah, because he'd be like, "Get up, T'Challa! Get up, T'Challa!"
I think that Dora would be able to hold their own with League of Assassins. I don't because also the League of Assassins is trained by Ra's al Ghul.
Ra's al Ghul.
I feel like they would be able to counter the Dora easier than the Dora would be able to counter them.
Yeah.
But if we're talking pure grit, I pick black women every time.
Would you rather listen to the same 3 songs for the rest of your life, or never be allowed to listen to the same song twice?
It's just like you woke up and just chose violence.
Yeah, it's the debates episode.
Okay, same 3 songs forever, or can never listen to the same song twice.
Right. You hear it once and that's it for good, forever.
I don't know. Do you have an answer to this? Because I'm stressed.
I think I would probably go with the one song, only because at the very least, I would acclimate myself to the idea of covers. Because there's people that
Not you got a loophole.
Look.
That you found a loophole to your own question.
Here's the thing. Here's something that I tried to do. When I had the questions, I did not think about what my answer would be. I didn't want to like put a bunch of thought into it. Until now. Yeah. So just thought about that. Dang. But yeah, I think because there's hella covers, and
there's mad covers.
It also includes new music that might come out. So yeah, I think that I would just get really used to the idea of hearing different versions of. I think I would get really used to the idea of just appreciating lyrics and then finding those lyrics. People that do covers and everything. There's a lot of music that does sound similar. There's a lot of music that sample each other, and whatnot. So I think that it could be possible to find the enjoyment from the sound, from the lyric, as long as you just knew how to look for it. You definitely have to be a detective in the shit, but I don't think that I could do the same 3 songs like for my whole life. I don't think I could do it.
Nah. I'm trying to even think of 3 songs I want to listen to.
Right,
for
and
the
then what would be the 3 songs?
And I can't.
Yeah. And why are all of yours Beyonce? I feel like that maybe 2 of yours. 2 of yours would probably be Beyonce.
First of all, you didn't have to attack me like that.
Maybe 2?
Okay.
Like you probably just spare 1, like just in case it's like some other.
Yeah, I'll toss Bill Withers in there because I do love me some Bill. Yeah. I'm good. This question was aggressive. But yeah, I picked the one song too, and I didn't, not necessarily for the loopholes, but the loophole is like a very.
That's not a bad loophole.
That's not a bad loophole at all. I just feel like even though I go through moods where I listen to the same playlist like for a month, when I do discover new music, it's magical, and I'm like, oh damn, this is amazing. The only shitty part is like not being able to experience that magic again, because there's some songs you listen to the first time and you're like, oh,
you want to run it back.
I'm looping this all day.
Want to run it back.
And so that would suck, but yeah, I think there would come to a point where I would not like Beyonce, and that breaks my heart. And so I don't want to do that.
The whole too much of a good thing type thing.
Yeah. And it's like, which 2 Beyonce songs would I pick? Like, I'd have to pick like an upbeat one and then like a sad one, because I love sad songs.
Okay.
So, all right. Go ahead, wreck me again.
No, this actually isn't. This won't be too bad.
It's peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time.
Now I know that you have a complicated relationship with peanuts.
I have a late in life peanut allergy. What kind of sense does that make?
Oh wow, so you just putting yourself out. Okay, yeah, I didn't do that.
Well, I can't believe my body was like, yeah, now we're just not going to do peanuts no more. Anyway, go ahead.
But there was a time that you didn't.
There was a time that me and peanuts were cool. We were solid. We were boys.
And you would make sandwiches with peanut butter in it, perhaps, right? Like that peanut butter, right?
I feel like this is a setup question, but yeah, go ahead. Yeah. One of the slices of bread would have peanut butter on it.
Right. Sure. Now, the other, some people do, jam, jelly, whatever. Some people do honey, or whatever the case. Like, what did you use?
Sometimes honey. Yeah. Okay. Or strawberry jam with no seeds. I can't stand seeds.
So, remembering back to this question, you're making a peanut butter and honey, or peanut butter and strawberry jam, no seed sandwich. Start to finish, how do you make it?
How do I make it? Okay. Let me think back to the days when I used to do this.
Like, as far as like the utensil you use, like all the stuff.
Okay. I need to close my eyes and visualize. All right, I gotta walk through this. Okay, so let's say I'm on the couch and I'm playing Animal Crossing, and Tom Nook just got on my nerves. I'm like, I need a sandwich. So I stand up and I walk into the kitchen and I take my black Santa plate and I put it on the counter. You said, how do I do this?
No, it's fine.
I take my black Santa plate from the cupboard and I put it on the counter. I grab the loaf and I move past the butt, because nobody likes to eat the butt. And then
what kind of bread?
This time I'm using the milk and honey or wheat in the blue bag.
Okay.
And then I put the 2 slices face up. I go grab my honey from the cupboard. I put the bottle upside down so the honey starts to go down, and then I go and grab the peanut butter. I take the knife, put the peanut butter on the knife, and then I put the peanut butter on the bread. Spread. And I hold my bread in my left hand and my knife in my right hand, and I spread the peanut butter from the right side of the bread to the left side of the bread.
That's getting deep, all right.
You asked a question, so
No, yeah, do the thing. That's good.
And then I put that slice of bread down, and I pick up the honey, and I drizzle in a serpentine pattern across the bread. And then I take the knife that I had originally put peanut butter on, and then I just make sure to even out the honey, and then I put the sandwich together, and then I cut it in half straight down the middle.
Okay. So I don't know what face up bread is, since like both sides, it's the same. Same on both sides.
No, it's not actually. It's not. Okay. Because depending on how far from the butt the last piece of bread that is closest to the butt is, sometimes that side of the bread gets a little drier because it's more exposed to the air because it's closer to the opening of the bag. And if you don't knot your bag and you use the bag tie, air can still get in. And so that bread sometimes can be a little drier, which is why you move past the butt and the first slice next to the butt and you grab those. And then you open it from the inside so that the middle, the part that you put the soft part on is the part that, yeah. I hope that all made sense because I visualized it.
I understand what you're saying, and I know what you mean. I didn't go through that enough to where you had a process for the bread like that.
Yeah,
that
I don't play about bread. I
didn't have dry bread like that.
Loaves.
Like you talking about, like the first slice because the air getting exposed. Like I didn't have that kind of dry bread. That's chaotic. I didn't have that kind of dry bread.
It was just drier than the other slices. It's not like it was a crouton.
So okay, your butter knife. Mm-hmm. What are you doing with the excess peanut butter?
Well, because I used that same butter knife to spread my honey, I took all the excess peanut butter and like wiped it on the peanut butter slice, and then whatever residue was left over got mixed in with the honey.
Would you do the same thing with the jam?
Ooh, no. I would get more of the excess peanut butter off the knife before I put it in the jam because I don't want to use two separate butter knives.
Thank God.
But then I don't want a bunch of peanut butter in my jelly.
Or you could do jam first.
But then I'd get jam in my peanut butter.
No, the jam can come off a whole lot easier because it's wetter than like drier peanut butter.
Hold up, before we done, how do you make sandwiches? Because apparently you seem to be the connoisseur of sandwiches, and I feel like you also might be an agent of chaos, Loki.
Check this out. So here's what we're doing. All right, it's probably
bullshit, I can already tell.
It's probably between the hours of 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. All right, like it's I should be asleep, but sometimes you just be up, right? Mm-hmm. I'm hungry. Okay. And it's a craving. Like you don't just make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Like you want that.
Yeah,
that's you want it.
That's real.
So get up, go upstairs. Mood has to be set. The lights, they got a dimmer switch on, dimmer, low. Grab a paper towel, bring it out. Okay. We're using potato bread.
Oh, nice choice.
Yeah, potato bread is just chef's kiss, man. So we've got our natural honey peanut butter.
Ooh, okay.
I've got some strawberry jam, probably Schmuckers. So yeah, it's got the little strawberry pieces in it, like real strawberries.
Okay, you like chunky jelly. All right.
We get that open. We take like a moment, just a moment, mind you, to just kind of waft the smell. Just to kind of get that.
I knew this was going to be a whole lot of nonsense.
Yeah.
A whole lot of nonsense.
Yeah, it takes me back.
To what?
So, you want to throw that in? So we're getting a healthy portion. Healthy. Okay? The jam to peanut butter ratio is a bit imbalanced intentionally.
What?
So what I don't really want to see is a lot of the bread. Like I want to see the bread, but I don't want to see the bread. You know what I mean? And then peanut butter goes on top of the jam. Peanut butter on top of the jam. Not jam on top of the peanut butter. Okay. Now we're even and we're good. There's no cuts.
What?
We just take it as is, whole. Because sometimes I can't even wait till I get back to the seat. I just got to take the first bite right then. And it's like, yes.
I would just like to say that our producer is also on this call and is nodding vigorously to this. And I feel a little unsupported. I'm not going to lie. I feel a little unsupported. But yeah, continue.
The moment you chose peanut butter first, all right? The moment you chose peanut butter first.
I just have a question. So when you bite into it, does jelly like come out because you put more jelly than peanut butter? Because it seems like there's an excessive amount of jelly.
Do not insult me. I have been doing this for a long time. Okay, a long time. I don't do spillage. I do this. Beard.
You got a little jelly just right.
That doesn't happen either. There might be like a breadcrumb. There would be a breadcrumb.
You just got a little jelly in your beard.
That's why I can't talk about what happens after, because
it's fine. We don't actually have to agree on this at all, because You just made it 10 times more complicated than it ever needed to be.
Was it complicated, or was it just pure ecstasy in like the science and how this is supposed to happen? Okay? Bro, we're going to ask the community about this, like peanut butter
and
jam and honey.
But what we're not going to do is whatever it is you just did to your peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Great. So we have discovered that we are best friends, and also that we do sandwiches vastly different.
Yeah. I'm gonna make you a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
No, I'm good.
Oh, that's right. No, you have problems.
You actually can't.
Thank you for listening to Battle Fatigue. Our show is produced by the folks over at Large Media. That's LARJ Media. Special thanks to the team at Good Juju for brand design and Roger Habone for theme song production. You can find other episodes of Battle Fatigue wherever you get your podcasts. Also, for updates and more, be sure to follow us on social media at Battle Fatigue PC. Thanks again for listening.